Welcome to DIY RV and Home Camper's Life. My name's Greg. This is part 2 of our remodel of our 2018 Coleman Lantern 202RD dinette area. If you haven't seen the first video, link above, where we actually removed the dinette. This video, we're refilling the spot, we're updating, we're upgrading. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. First thing I needed to do was go ahead and get the range out of the way. I needed to put some backer on the cabinet wall where the dinette used to be. That's just 1/8 inch paneling there. So real simple, just release the gas line, make sure the gas is off, 4 screws up on top and 2 screws down below, and that unit will slide right on out. Once out, I had the opportunity to go ahead and clean up some of the stuff that was left behind on the manufacturing process. I don't even know where that actually came from, but hey, a #1 job there. Next, went ahead and took this cover off this access hole, allowed me to see what was below. Now I'm going to go ahead and take some of the paneling from the old dinette and start covering up the wheel well right here. And as you can see, I was flexing the paneling there. There was no backer back there to keep that from moving. I did put some there before I got done with the project, but just wanted to finish that up. It's not going to be seen except for on a rare occasion, but had the material, had some plastic trim, decided to take care of that. Now you can see at the leading edge of the wheel well there's a gap in the paneling. I also did address that too. I took a piece of paneling, put it on the inside, and attached that to the wall, so it's that hole's covered up. And there is the finished product. I did use some touch-up paint and cleaned up some of it, but again, like I say, it's not even going to be seen. Next, went ahead and we picked up a couple shelves because we lost some storage. This is what we were going to do to gain that storage back. Picked these up over at Home Depot. Perfect height, they were 30 inches. The rest of the specs are going to be in the description below, along with a link to them. If I'm not mistaken, they were like 250 pounds rated weight capacity. I don't think I'm going to put 250 pounds on it, but hey. Did come with some adjustable feet. I did have to take those off to maintain the 30-inch high. Excuse me, the 30-inch height that I needed. Yeah, this seemed to work out all right on putting it together. There's multiple ways of doing it. I was just trying this way, seeing if it was a little bit faster. Now this is actually the second one that I put together. The first one's already together, but I thought I'd show you me putting it together, and then once it's together, I'll show you the modifications I had to do to the other one. This one went in the corner right where it's at right now. The first one is actually where the wheel well is. And because that wheel well's there, I had to cut one of the legs down. So what I'm doing here is marking my height, my 30 inches. I'm figuring out what my length of that leg is supposed to be. And I'm going to go ahead and cut that off the bottom of the leg. Tape right there just to give me a place to mark where I can see it. This is a pipe cutter that I've had for years. I've used it on several different things. Works great. It's on a chain. It's got the pipe cutters. It's got several of them on there. You just basically squeeze as you're turning, and it goes ahead and cuts it. Does a real nice clean job. There it is. So what I'm doing here is I'm having to drop the one shelf that I'd already set there, because this is the one where I'm actually figuring out what height I need all the shelves at. Once I get that figured out, the other one went real easy, as you saw. But there it is. So now what I'm doing is I've got these cleats that I'm putting on the wall, and I need to drill through the cleat, and that's going to keep the rack in place. So all I used was some acrylic paint on top. You saw I just set it down there. On it, I'm marking which one's which. I took it out to the shop, used a Forstner bit, drilled all the way through so that cleat will slide over the poles on the shelf. Make sure my height is correct, which is, I want it 30 inches high. Taking my drill, and I'm drilling at an angle into that corner, because that's where the stud is. That way I can take and run that screw into the corner and get it into a stud. Next, I locate my next stud on the wall, and I'm just looking for staples on the wall and double checking. Once I find it, I went ahead and put 2 screws on this side, and once again, like I say, I'm just making sure it's 30 inches. Drive that screw in. I'll go ahead and do another one. And all in all, when it's all said and done, the cleats are there for support, but also that shelf right there and the other shelf actually add support for what we're doing. Now you can see I'm getting it lined up over on this side, and I'm going to go ahead and just put a couple screws in through the paneling to hold that in place for right this moment. And I'm not using a level because, of course, our trailer is not exactly level. So I'm just referencing measurements from the floor up and from the underside of the cabinet, or excuse me, of the counter down. That's the best way for me to try to keep everything in plane. Let's put it that way. Now, this is going to be that backing that I'm putting in inside the cabinet there. And that's going to sandwich the paneling and that cleat together. And that, I feel, is enough backing to keep that from coming loose. Now for the back cleat, once again, taking some paint and putting some paint on those posts. I'm going to go ahead and set it down just like the last one. Perfect. Clean them off. Once again, went out to the shop, got them drilled. Now this time, I'm leaving that loose. here comes the counter that we're putting in. We did go with butcher block. It's 1.5 inches thick. It's almost 6 foot long. Excuse me, it is 6 foot long, 25 inches wide. It is heavy, but beautiful. Beautiful. I've already put some Varathane on it, so it's been sanded down. It's got a nice smooth. It's got a protective coat on it. And here I am just sliding that in. It slid right in perfect. No adjustments. I had to take about 1.5 inches off of it. Picked that up over at that Home Depot also. Now I'm just sitting there just looking at it going, wow. So here we are underneath, and now I'm going to go ahead and take and drill up through those cleats and attach the table top or the butcher block to those cleats. You can see there is that stain there. We weren't sure what we wanted to do yet, if we wanted to stain it or if we just wanted to clear it. So we did a sample there. Underneath, nobody's going to see it. We decided to stay clear. Looks a lot better. And as you can see, just continuing along. And I did that all the way through. I think I did 4 on the back, 2 on each side, and then every stud that I could put a screw in on those cleats, I went ahead and put screws in. So the last things we got to do before we can call this project fully done is going to have to drill some holes so we can run cords underneath the counter. We've got some grommets for that coming. We've got a power strip. We've got a net that's going to go across from side to side, and that'll keep the baskets from falling out and totes from moving while we're going along. We're going to need to come up with a way to keep the chairs from moving all over the place. Got some ideas on that. And other than that, we can almost call project complete. So here's what we got. I mean, we've got our area for our office. We can move stuff out of the way. We've got our dining area. We can play cards. We can kick back. Our thoughts are is that we can take and turn our chairs around when we want to watch TV, and we can kick our feet up and recline comfortably. If you got something out of the video, if you liked it, please hit the like, share, and subscribe. And until the next video, happy camping.